It's just, like I feel like I don't feel I'm late if I'm going on my own rhythm. You know?
I do.
There's something strangely comforting about those words. Not because they tell us everything will be okay, but because they quietly question something most of us never stop to question. What does it actually mean to be late? Late for what? And by whose standards? Somewhere along the way, we began treating life like a race. Not one we chose to enter, of course, one we simply woke up in. We're told that by a certain age, we should know what we want to do. Have a career, find someone to love, move out, travel, get married, buy a house, and build a life that looks like everyone else's. And when we don't, we begin to panic. Not because our lives feel empty, but because someone else's looks full. It's strange, isn't it? Sometimes nothing in our own lives changes. The only thing that does is that someone we know gets engaged, or maybe they land their dream job, they graduate, they announce that they're moving across the world, and suddenly, without warning, we feel like we've fallen behind. Not because we actually have, but because comparison has a quiet way of changing how we see ourselves. The moment we start measuring our lives against someone else's, our own timeline begins to feel like a mistake. Maybe that's the real danger of comparison. It's not just a thief of joy, it's a thief of sense of direction, our sense of direction. Because instead of asking, well, what do I actually want? We begin asking, why don't I have what they have? Why doesn't my life look like theirs? Those are completely different questions. The first one helps you discover yourself, while the others makes you lose yourself. The truth is, no two people begin at the same place. Some inherit opportunity, others inherit responsibility. Some spend their 20s building careers, while others spend them healing from things no one else ever sees. Some people bloom early, while others quietly grow roots before anyone notices a flower. And yet, we expect every life to unfold on the same schedule, as if human beings were projects with deadlines. But maybe we've confused progress with speed, because they're not the same thing. A person can move quickly, they can seem to be going at the perfect tempo, and still be heading towards a life that they never wanted. Another can move slowly. It could be you could be thinking that you're moving too slow, or barely moving at all. Yet you arrive exactly where you're meant to be. Life isn't asking how fast you're going. It's asking whether you're moving in a direction that still feels honest. I think that's why Rosalia's words resonate with so many people. I don't feel I'm late if I'm going on my own rhythm. Notice she didn't say she was ahead, nor did she say that she had everything figured out. She simply refused to measure herself against someone else's tempo. I think there's a quiet freedom in that. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if every time you caught yourself thinking, oh, I'm so behind, you paused and asked, well, behind who? Most of the time there isn't an answer, because the finish line you've been chasing was never yours to begin with. Maybe that's why comparison feels so exhausting. You're trying to win a race whose rules keep changing. A race where every runner started somewhere different. A race that never really existed. Nature never rushes itself. Spring doesn't apologize for arriving after winter. The moon doesn't compete with the sun. Each has its own time, its own purpose, its own rhythm. Only people have learned to believe that arriving later somehow means arriving less. But perhaps being behind is nothing more than looking sideways for too long. Maybe peace doesn't begin when you finally catch up. Maybe it begins the moment you stop keeping score. Because perhaps life was never asking you to arrive first, only to arrive as yourself.